as we know, this is the overview of Facets and the QNXT session, where we are going to understand where exactly the market need is, why anyone should get into the industry. If you are working already as part of the healthcare IT industry, what is the benefit you are going to get by learning Facets or QNXT? So talking about these things, you need to understand the need of it before you start putting yourself and start learning. So let's understand what are the topics we are going to cover as part of this session, and then we will move on, and we will also take up the questions. Whatever questions you have, you can just type off your questions as part of the session. And from the chat window, I will pick up your question. Then and there, wherever I will see the pop-up, I will be picking up the questions from there. Now, talking about the agenda, what are the things we are going to understand? That's what we need to understand. So while the agenda is coming up, let's start with the introduction of healthcare IT solution. When we talk about the IT solution, always you need to remember that we are talking about solution software which are in place and getting used on day-to-day basis for all of the operational use. Now, there are many more applications out there in the market. There are many more claim engines out there in the market, benefit applications there in the market. But the point is, why Facets and QNXT? That's what we need to understand here. So we are going to look into what the facet is, the overall structure of the facet in terms of what exactly it does, why it is so popular in the market. Similarly, we are going to talk about the QNXT also, and understand where the need is, what are the capacity model that QNXT provides to the providers, to the payer side, and those are the things we will understand on a higher detail. We will also look upon the job statistics in terms of what type of jobs are there. When you are investing into the training or you are learning from somewhere, you are investing time into that, whether it is worth spending time or not. Time and money both I will talk about. And what you will get out of that, where exactly the revenue model is, what you are going to earn after you have learned all these topics or these softwares. Now towards the end, we will talk about what you will learn. And in that we will discuss about what are the course content, what will be offered as part of the training program, and how that structure is. So let's start and let's talk about the Facets overview. As we see here, the Facet is the Facet system provides you a single solution with the power to help you manage your business today and adapt rapidly to meet tomorrow's challenges. Now here it's talking about the provider industry. It's payer industry, and who is the payer? The payer is the insurance companies who are dealing with the data on day-to-day basis, which is getting submitted by the provider. And the provider are your hospitals, physicians, lab, radiology. These are considered and categorized as providers. So when we are talking about these providers sending out the data to payer, there are the transitions. There is a data which is getting sent out also, so from the payer side to the provider. So when you see, it's a two-way transaction. Data coming in, data going out. And both the type of a transactions are getting handled by Facets. So there are many more things which it covers, like you have the case management. It also provides the benefit management. All these different modules, what it does, it helps you to understand the integration part of it. On top of that, it also helps the insurance companies reduce the administrative cost. If someone has to physically sit and do all the work manually, it would be very time consuming and lot of human errors. Whereas when the system is capable of doing the claim processing, benefit management, provider contracting, billing, premium processing, so these are the different modules I'm talking about which are there in Facets, which you can learn more from the detail. I will walk you through where you can find more details. But at the same time, when the companies are looking for a single solution model, they look out for these type of softwares. They look out for specialized vendors who already have these type of softwares in place, or when there is a software in place, then that company who is using that software looks out for the resources who have awareness or knowledge about the software, or you can say the experience about the software. So that's where people like us comes into the picture. If you know Facet, you have a job. If I know Facet, I have a job. So that's where we come into the picture, supporting those clients in terms of who are the day-to-day user of Facet systems. Talking about moving on, we need to understand the fact, what is QNXT then? Now, what kind of a capabilities this system has? So talking about QNXT, you need to understand that both the products are having the similar capabilities. It's just one is little old system, which is kind of a legacy system, which is your Facets. In other hand, QNXT is a more advanced system where you have developed in .NET, and but bear in mind, we are not saying that Facet is not a modern era application. Reason being, Facet is the latest version of the Facet is developed in the service-oriented architecture. So both the systems have its own capabilities as well as the capacity. When I talk about the capacity, Facet is much bigger and larger application as compared to your QNXT. But again, it comes down to what kind of an interface the client is looking for, what kind of a specific functionality the client is looking for. That's where it comes down to making the decision whether they should go with Facets or they should go with QNXT. Now, one more thing, the Facet is a very robust application when it comes down to handling the Medicare side of it. And when we are talking about the Medicare, we are talking that claims which for the low-income people. Now, these are some of the things which is part of your QNXT application, which clients are using it, the insurance companies are using it, something like claim pricing or repricing, you can think, external billing. You have claim processing, core claim processing I'm talking about, which considers your adjustments, reversal, everything. Consumer directed health plan, which is your FHA, HRA, HSA, those type of programs we are talking about. Then we have the HSA, HRA functionality. When we say advanced, that means there is an interface which you can integrate with the third-party solution to handle your HSA and the HRA in a better manner. Integrated care management, which is more from the care management side, where you have the case manager and you are handling all those things, where it provides you that how to track the data, how to get the report out of it. All these things are part of it. Then you have the care planning. Obviously, when you have a care management process, you need to have a care planning done before that. Predictive modeling. Predictive modeling means there are many models which are there in the market, which the companies are utilizing it more from the claim processing perspective and also providing the quality of the care. Now, there are many things which gets considered if someone goes under the case management factor, and then you need a predictive model to say that what kind of a quality of care will be given today so that tomorrow will be better. And then you have the supply for specialty services such as mental health. So mental health is that specialized claim, which is the specific type of claim which requires specific way of claim processing. QNXT is very well capable of doing that. Now, these are some of the things which we just talked about, more from the expertise perspective, that what QNXT is capable of doing it. Now, let's move on and let's talk about more from the jobs market. Now, talking about the job market, it's very much important for you to understand before you start any work or any learning phase, because at this point of time, we are not in a state where we are just going somewhere out and learning the things. No, we have crossed that stage. So now we are learning, we are getting into the mode where we need something which is more job oriented, as well as we have some kind of a return also on that. So to understand that, just look at, you can just find all these details. It's publicly available. You can just Google on Indeed.com and you can find out these details. I have just took a flat out. I did not put any specific city, state or zip because you all are from different locations. So considering that, I just took it off the state and the zip code so that I get that average. The average Facets business analyst, if you see, the data is up to October 13th. So this is very latest. So what you can expect, if you have some level of experience, what salary, what perk you can expect in the market. Now it's very much important for you to understand the industry trend also before you make up the decision whether you want to go route A or whether you want to go route B. Your route A is your facet, route B is your QNX. Now how do you make a decision? To understand that, you need to see how the salary trend is and where it is going. As you see, facet have little downfall in April 14. And why is that? The reason being is there are many things which has happened, which has impacted the market. But considering it's not like that the facet have gone down. It means the other applications have gone up. And what exactly I'm trying to explain, you will learn when we talk about QNXT. And then you will be able to relate the transition, you will be able to see the transition. Now this graph is showcasing the salary trend. So if you see, even though the salary trend have gone down, somewhere from July 2012 to April 2014, the salary have gone down. But still the average is still pretty good. In the current economy, if someone is earning that much or somewhere between 80K and 120K, according to me, that's a pretty good perk. And that too, if you are not showcasing something like a 10 years or 12 years of experience, then you can expect much more than this. So this is on an average what you are looking up in the market. And again, this is widely available. You can go and you can research out yourself. Now let's talk about the QNXT. We are going to look at the same set of information, same set of artifacts in QNXT to understand it better, that how it is working. Now for the same QNXT business analyst, I have just taken the blanket as all cities, state and zip code so that I can understand the average salary. Again, that average salary, if you see for this and this, it's moreover same. There is a difference of 9 to 10,000. That's what we see. So that is 112 and this is 123. Now, considering this, the bracket, if you see here, this is from 80 to 120. That's what facet have. Here the bracket is 90 to 135. That these are the things. Be a professional, you have to pay closer attention to, because this is what you are looking, this is what the attractive, this is what the motivation factor you have before you learn anything or before you work hard towards any program. So this is more from the average salary side. Then let's look at the market. You just see that graph and just see how high it has gone from April 2013 to April 2014, within a year time frame. The market has grasped the QNXT very well, and the market responded very well on the QNXT side of it. So there are plenty of jobs on the QNXT implementation side as well, and there are many more clients which are switching from their older application or maybe their manual processes to the QNXT application. So again, it comes down to the client need, what they are looking for and how they are looking for. And that is the factor, that is the deciding factor which is going to drive which application they should go for. If someone have a more need of processing the family practice claim and processing the Medicaid claim, definitely they will go with the facets. If someone is looking more only for like pharmaceutical companies like CVS and all, they are looking more for the benefit management, like process benefit management, then they will go with facets, because these are the skills which are very robust in facets. On the other hand, when they are looking for the smaller size of the population, they will go with QNXT. And also, if they are not looking, on top of that, not only this, there is something called blue card processing. Blue card processing is nothing but when your member is in one state and taken services in the another state, then there is a Blue Cross Blue Shield communicates with each other and handles the claim in a little different manner. That type of claim processing is considered the blue card claim processing, and QNXT is very robust, very stable application handling the blue card claims. So this is to give you the overview of what Facet have and what QNXT have, so that you better assess the market and understand where do you stand, and which route you want to go. Now, coming out of this market, let's talk about some other facts. Now, if I am at your place, I must be wondering that, okay, this is what we have just talked about. This is more from the overview side. But what exactly we are going to cover as part of it? So the question is what you will learn, what you are going to learn as part of it. That's what we are going to talk about. So I will bring you over here to showcase that content, what content will be covered as part of any of the training programs which we have. So I will talk about first Facets, because Facets have several modules which we have already in place. Now if you see, I want to take it to the claims. Now talking about claims, the course content, from the course side what you can expect. From the course content, when you are looking into it, you need to understand that the total content is divided into somewhere around 12 to 15 hours of session, which is going to walk you through end-to-end process of the claim processing, which includes how to log a claim into the system, which is a very tedious process if manually someone has to enter the claim. And that process gives you plenty of knowledge to understand, and being a business analyst or system analyst, to understand how you are going to process the claim, or how you to do the root cause analysis in the claim, how to find out the problem if you are working as a system analyst or as a business analyst. If you are working as a quality assurance analyst, then that logging a claim is a much important factor for you, because you will be doing as a QA a lot. So the course is structured in such a way so that it helps all different type of jobs and the skill set where people are seeking these type of knowledge. It will also talk about that how the pre-pricing work. If you are looking for the claim inquiry where you are trying to search some claim, how you will look up that, then how the clinical edit work. Clinical edits are nothing but that when the claim gets adjudicated, what are the rules, what are the business rules which gets triggered throughout the session. Then the overview of application support, how someone is supporting that application. Then we will also talk about the medical plan group application, where you are going to see that how the medical plan is set up. The claim flow, processing data entry logic, how the data entry works, and behind the scene what logic is working. Facets processing a hospital claim and the additional claim processing. So we are just walk you through with one example to showcase that how the institutional claim have worked. And in that will be, we will populate all the screens to showcase that, okay, what information is required, what is optional, what is situational, and how that works. Then we have the claims processing. Additional claim processing means there are many more things, like you have how to calculate the copay, how to calculate the coordination of benefits. So there are many additional factors which differ on claim to claim basis. That also will be explained to you. What is the claim adjudication routine? So behind the scene when the claim is getting processed, what is happening? Those rules will be explained. Then what are the different status the claim goes throughout the cycle of before the payment is made, and then how the claim payment works. So this is more from your claim processing and the claim module side. Talking about the other module, if we need to go, we are going to look into the benefit also to understand what benefit have to offer, and then I will take you through. Let me just quickly open up so that we know. We don't have to struggle too much. Now, while this is loading, let's open up QNXT as well. Bear with me. Now, so as I explained, this is more from the modular structure. Facets is, and the QNXT is more modular structure. So the expectation is not from the analyst to know the complete application. If you have worked on one application area, you will be easily able to follow through the other application area, which is the industry-wide very common understanding everyone have, whoever is taking an interview. Unless the project is so crucial, people usually do not come and say that, okay, no, I am specifically looking for the benefit analyst or specifically looking for the claims analyst, something like that. Now, as part of the benefit, we will be talking about how the benefit configuration work, how the component modeler and the custom component modeler work. These three things goes hand in hand to create a framework of your benefit, which will be used again and again. It creates like a shell. Then we have the example given over here where we will actually create a plan, the product structure, and then we will set up one example to showcase, let's say if we need to set up a HMO plan, what are the steps we have to take it to complete the setup of a HMO plan. So that have a product shell method, then you have the regular method where you do everything manually, and then how to set up the group, how to set up the service code, and how to set up the revenue code. Again, all of these trainings are targeted for both individuals as well as for the corporate training. The only difference between these two is that when we go out for the corporate training, they have the application running in place where we can just show them actually physically in the application, whereas in our end when we are teaching an individual, it is more from the screen basis where we will teach you more from the screen side, and that's how we will walk you through. But again, the content is going to be same whether it is the corporate training or whether it is the individual training. There is no difference between that. Talking about the EDI side. Now, when we talk about EDI, this is a very tedious module because there are a lot of things which you need to understand before you can say that yes, you have the EDI understanding and EDI expert, you can say that. So how the electronic adjudication works more from the EDI side, what are the parameters in place, how the system is set up. Then we have the electronic data interchange and the adjudication process, how the adjudication implementation is done. What it means that there are some mandates which are in place before someone can receive and send data. How those things are implemented as part of EDI, that will be explained over here. Then we have the claim adjudication flow, 837 inbound, XE is the specific type of a database what they consider. So what are the tables, claim process, databases, and the backout processes, you will be explained in a very detail. If you need to back out the data, how you will do that. Multi-engine claim adjudication processes, some of the things will sound French over here at this point of time, but when the topics, when we start learning it, everything will just open up so that you are able to grasp these terms and the terminology, and this is exactly is being asked when you go for more specialized job interviews where they are asking you more skill set in terms of facets or some software. These type of questions you can expect. And all these things are discussed as part of the training as well. How the recall logic work, electronic claim system flow, more from the, again we are talking EDI side. Now, these are the different type of reports. So when you are dealing with the data on day-to-day basis, what is this? You are receiving the data, you are sending out the data. You need to make sure that plenty of reports are set up so that you give an idea how the process is. You can monitor the process with the help of all these reports. So these are the different type of reports which are already in place, which is getting used by the different clients. Then what are the different error messagings which you can expect during the adjudication process? Those things are also, and what are their structures is explained and elaborated. Then you have the administration consideration. So administration side more from the system admin side that okay, they want to have the auto-generated claim IDs or they want that something to be entered manually. Then also security type, this particular thing is more from the admin side. Then we have taken one EDI transaction just to showcase you. We get further into the details to allow you to understand more details, and we have taken an example of 837I, which we will talk about how the line split work, how the claim is being split, how the recall logic work if you need to recall a claim. how the provider host mapping works, and the identifier mapping, or if you have any trading partner, for example, your trading partner is nothing but anyone who is dealing with the electronic data with your insurance company. Then you have the sorting the extract, because you get so many files every day, so you have to have a method of doing that. Then there are some outbound claim files which considers what are the programs associated with it, what are the valid records and the hierarchy of the claim level. Then if the error happens during the pre-pricing, how to look up that. Outbound claims record sequence, sample claim in OC file format, and then the sample code. All these things, again, still we are talking all EDI. So as I said, EDI is little bigger as compared to claims and benefit is the smallest one. Then you have the outbound trading partner. It will show you how the specialty code is set up, how the INI file where you actually look up the trading partner details. So how all the providers and the associated specialty code is set up in the system, how to look up there. And then there are some additional miscellaneous area where you have the translation error, extract status, how to view the EDI claim, reporting, and 997 acknowledgement. So this is all part of your EDI, and again, this is everything what you should know when you are applying for as a Facets EDI specialist or Facets EDI analyst. So we have discussed about the claims, benefit, and facet EDI for Facets. Let's look into the QNXT side. In QNXT also you have 3 different modules. You have benefit, you have claims, and what we offer is, for an individual we offer provider. So we have a claims, we have a benefit, and then one more we have, which is your provider. So these are the 3 modules which we teach, because these are the ones which is more demanding in the market and you can expect a job. But more from the corporate side, we offer all the modules, because they are the ones who are actually using it, so they know there is a need for that. So talking about more from the benefit side, let's look into it. And while it's loading, let's open the QNXT claim as well. See, always remember, no matter if you have worked, let's say if you have worked on QNXT and you are trying to get into Facets, very little bit of information about the another system will help you get into the industry, because once you know one application, it really helps the person to learn the another application, and the person's pace is really good as compared to when you are trying to learn the first application. So that is more from the. So now from the QNXT side, if you know, QNXT is the smallest subsection where you have the 10 hours of overall benefit module that we have provided. Now on the QNXT side, if you watch this video, you will be able to understand better details, what are the points, what are the topics which are covered as part of it. But QNXT, again, we will be walking you through more from your how to configure the benefit, how to configure the benefit for the professional side, how to configure the benefit from the institutional side, and each step by step where exactly you need to look up for the service code, how you have all the place of service and all these things listed on the benefit. So when the claim comes in, you are going to, where exactly system is going to pick up all these benefits and how that benefit overall module will look like. Similarly, talking about again the benefit, and in QNXT is smaller as compared to your Facets. Facets have a little tedious process. Same goes for your claims as well. Now for the claims also, remember, claim is little bigger, so you have a 15 hours of session where we will talk about the same set of rules, like how the claim adjudication works, what are the different screens you have to navigate through to analyze the claim. Like you have a claim as a ICT codes where you can find it, where to find the procedure codes, where to find the units, if there are any units, where to find the co-payment, what is paid, what is denied, what is non-covered charges, how that is getting calculated, what is the core adjudication logic, how the clinical edits are firing. All these things are part of your claim processing, and that is your claim module. That's what you are going to learn as part of it. Now, there are few things which you know before enrolling for any of these sessions. You must have either the domain knowledge or working experience. That is the key. Otherwise, it would sound French to you, because the terminology and the terms which are used throughout the session, it will not make much sense for you if you are not well versed with the healthcare IT terms and you are not aware of how that works. So to gap fill that, what package is offered, that anyone who is enrolling for the QNXT and the Facets classes, they will get the healthcare recorded sessions for free. So that if someone is completely blank and they have no idea about what the healthcare is, they will be given the healthcare IT domain training, which is the video based, for free, so that they can utilize that, they can learn before they can start. In parallel, they can start learning the QNXT or the Facets so that they can keep up with the industry terms and the interview, job descriptions, and all these things. So this is what exactly we have covered, all the things which is there. Now let's talk about the provider too. Now, for the provider side, if you are looking more from the QNXT provider training, the provider training is going to talk about how the provider is set up in the system. Let's say if you have the Garden State physician group, you need to set up that physician in the system. What are the steps you need to take it? How the data model will look like. When I say the data model, the behind the scene there is a table structure where all the data is getting stored. What is their linkage? How the tables are associated with each other, and all these things are going to be part of your training, which you can expect. So this is all I have to discuss about it. Now, feel free to raise any questions or queries you have, which I can clarify for you. So for the self-learning, they no longer offer the self-learning courses for the Facets and QNXT, because we realize that there are a lot of things, lot of questions being asked, which the candidate is not able to understand as part of the self-learning. So that was because the overall idea is the quality of the training. You should get something out of it. So they have taken off the prices, and everything is available online, which you can just explore to find out more information. More from the content side, if you are looking for, then also you can just get in touch with their support area to find out what exactly the question you have in terms of the course content, and they will be able to clarify that for you. If you can find the courses available anywhere, I would say you should try to utilize that. Because the market side, the market is very good in the healthcare side, and on top of that, in healthcare in Facets and QNXT, the demand is very rapidly growing. So you can expect a lot of calls and the jobs on the Facets and the healthcare side.